Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I had quite a few people who wanted me to show them some things to do with the chipboard pieces or scraps that I had posted up and sold. All of those are sold, by the way. If I have more, I'll start adding them to bags, and as I get a 2-pound bag ready, then I will definitely load it up. Most all of the ones that we sold were more than 2 pounds, but I made sure that I put at least 2 pounds in there. Some of them were 212, 213, 214, things like that. So you're getting plenty of scrap chipboard. Now, what I have done, these are just the backings off of 6x6 paper pads, just like this. I will take this backing off and I'll use it, and then I'll usually take this front piece off and use it too. They're nice and sturdy, so no use in throwing them away. So I've just cut one of those down, and I've cut 2 or 3 different pieces out of it. You don't have to have a particular size, just cut it the way that you want to cut it. Now on this one, I just did some different layers. I did the back piece, just put a piece of paper on there, put some vellum there, another little piece, and I stitched around some of these, but you don't have to do that either. I put some burlap here, another little piece of paper here, some cheesecloth here, and a little piece of lace just sticking out there and there, another little piece of the burlap here, and I just frayed it a little bit, and then I put a little butterfly for my focal point. Now, I have had lots of people who say, why do you put down that pretty paper and then you cover it all up? I can't do that. I can't put down paper and then cover it up. Well, if you're going to layer, you're going to cover some things up. That's just the way the layering goes. But as you can see, you can still see parts of all of my paper. You can still see that paper there, the vellum there, that paper there, here. You can still see pieces and parts of everything sticking out, but that's the only way you can layer and make little clusters like this. Now, let's just say this was the front of a album. Let's see if I have one anywhere that I could show this on. This is not going to be the same color, but you could mount this on the front of a little journal like that. Let that be your center focal point. You can make them bigger if you want. This is a little bit small for this album, but let's just say this was the front of a little journal. You could put your paper and everything down and then put that down for your little center focal point. Or you could, let's just grab our February journal, and we will do some papers in this too this week, so don't give up on that. I'm just doing as I can. So let's just say, let me put that one down. We wanted to put that on that page or make it into a pocket. I would just glue it here, here, and up here, and that'd be a little tuck pocket right there. Or you could just mount it in the center and, just glue here and here and have a little tuck there where you could tuck things in. Lots of different things you can do to them. You can see they're very thin, so it's not like you have to worry about the bulk. And I know you're saying, well, I can just do that with regular paper. Yes, you can. The chipboard, to me, makes it a little bit more sturdy. So when I'm putting it on the front of an album, I can have that sturdiness and glue that down real well. I just like the sturdiness of it. But you can do it just with regular paper if you don't have chipboard. Alrighty. On this one, I think I'm going to make one a little bit bigger. Now, I did tear this chipboard a little bit. You can tear it or not. I just didn't want it completely squared off on the back. This thinner chipboard will tear without any problems. Your thicker chipboard probably won't, so you can just leave it as is. But you can see this will even tear with my tear ruler. Or you could just trim it or punch it. Trim it with your scissors and trim kind of wonky. I mean, just do whatever you want to do with it. Just leave them squared, leave them circled. Tons of different ways you can use the chipboard. Okay, so we've got that. This one is not quite small enough to go on top, so I'm going to trim a little bit of this off on this side. Now we could put that down like that once we cover this back, or you could angle it if you wanted to and put them like this. Then more of this back piece will show. Let me think how I want to do this. I may do an angle one like that. Okay, let's go ahead and cover this first. Now what I'm going to cover it with is probably your very back piece, which is this one. You don't want to worry about putting your focal point paper on there. Just put some paper on there to kind of get it covered. I'm just going to use some of this out of this family heirloom collection. This is the one that we got in our February kits. I'm going to use some of my glue here, and I'm going to glue this down. You could put this down with a glue stick if you wanted. I just like this. Oh, and I've had lots of you who, believe me, I haven't answered comments yet, but I am reading them as fast as I can. And I've had lots of you who have said that you haven't got it yet, but you have started doing the Marguerite Miller challenge. So I'm excited to see some of your pages that you're doing. She had told a couple of people that she didn't have priority shipping. So, I had suggested that you get priority. She doesn't have priority shipping because these little journals are made to order. So in other words, as soon as she places the order for them, the people, the publisher, they go ahead and make them and then ship them to the person. So they don't offer the priority. But she had suggested that she told them what size the journal is. And she had suggested that they just go ahead and start making their pages, and then they could just glue them right down on in the book or journal or planner or whatever you want to call it as soon as they get it. So a lot of you have told me that is what you're doing, and that is fantastic. I could have done that if I had thought about it, but I didn't think about it. One of you sent me the message and said, this is what she said to me, and I was like, man, I could have done that, and I would have already been caught up. But, sometimes we think about things like that, and sometimes we don't, so it's not a big deal. I'm almost caught up anyway. I think I like 2 weeks. All right, so this is the back paper. This is going to be the one that goes right here, and I am putting it at an angle. Now I want something on top of this, and I'm just kind of looking around to see what I might want to put. We could put another piece of this vellum across there. Let's just do that. This also comes from one of you. I love this vellum. I don't want to use it. That's my problem. It's so pretty. But I am going to use it. Can't hoard it forever, can we? So basically what we are making is journal clusters. Just clusters that we can use in our journal, and you can use it in various ways. I'm going to take a little piece of burlap. And I want that way. And I think I'm going to trim this off a little. I'll use that piece somewhere else. So did you guys like the video, what was it, yesterday that I did? I can't remember. Oh yeah, the stacked, no, 3-tier tags with pockets. Alright, if we put that down like that, you'll still be able to see all 3 pieces there. Then we can come back with some other paper on top of that. And you can just start getting your pieces smaller and smaller, whereas everything will show. I kind of like that one, but I don't think that's the one I want though. Let's see. Let's try a little piece of this. And it's already torn, so let's tear it a little bit more. I don't want it quite that big, but I'm going to tear this side. Put that like that, maybe. And I like to ink each layer up because it gives it more dimension, even though, I mean, it looks like it gives it dimension, even though you're really not giving it any extra dimension. It's just causing it to look like it has more dimension, if that makes sense. Now, I think on the top, I just want a little piece of lace. This is a little scrap that I have had, just laying here. That. And then we'll put our focal point on there. So I think that's how I'm going to glue that one down. I'm just going to glue it kind of catty-cornered. So what do we want to use for our focal point? Let's look at some butterflies. I want to use up some of these larger butterflies that I have. So I'm trying to find a use for them. That one's okay, but I don't particularly like it with all of those other colors. Let's see. We did green on the other one. What about a pink on that one? Oh, that's pretty. I like that. It's got pink in most all of the papers on here has pink in it. And this is one that one of you guys made and sent to me. So that's what that one is. And this is also a really pretty one. I might prefer this one. Let's see. Now I don't know. Okay, let's glue this down and then we'll decide what our focal point is going to be. We may even, I may even just cut out a flower and put on there. You could put some of those little mini flowers like I was showing the other day. You could put those on there. Okay, so there's that one down. So our other Barely Arts glue has gotten held up for a day or two because of all of the extreme weather that we're having. I'm going to slide that way just so that you'll be able to see quite a bit of that sticking out over there. So I'm not sure. Hopefully it'll be here next week one day. I'm not sure. It's up in the air right now as to when we're going to get a ship it. Talk. I need to learn to talk again. Okay, on this burlap I'm going to use quite a bit of glue around the edges especially. And then we're going to lay that down like that. And see, I've still got parts of everything showing, so I'm not covering everything up. Then I want to put this little piece down like this. Like that. And then I'll come back with a little bit of this vintage trim right here. Just a piece right there. Now you could stitch around this before, after, in between. You can stitch around it at any time. My sewing machine would even stitch it now. On this one I kind of stitched the layers, but on this I am just showing you what I'm doing with them. Putting them down like that. Okay. Now we'll decide which butterfly. I'm hung up on that one. I'm going to do that one. We'll save that one for another. I think that's pretty on there. So let's go ahead and add some glue. And which way do we want to put him? Let's pretend he's flying that way. Now on these pieces like this, you could roll those up if you wanted and put a little bit of extra ink on there. And just let, you know, that'll look like an old tattered piece of paper. If you want to do that. So there's another. And I think on this one I'm going to put a little bit of this bling down through there. I will definitely add these to my journals. And I'll probably use some of them as little pockets. And then I'll use some on the front, maybe on the back cover as a pocket. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. Those are cute. And they're quick and easy, but they're nice and sturdy, so you don't have to worry about them bending or, you know, the paper tearing, anything like that. So let's go ahead and make a few more. And I am, like I said, I'm basically using my scraps. I am not pulling out anything new. Okay, that will cover that. So we'll go ahead and put the glue down on here. Now I didn't tear this chipboard piece, but I'll show you what we're going to do so that you don't, if you have a thicker chipboard and that won't tear, then you don't have to worry about it. Okay, that way it would be just the right size. We're going to put it this way. Okay, I left that hanging over on all sides there. And then I'm just going to use my ruler to tear it off a little bit away from the chipboard. And it'll look like we have the chipboard torn, but of course we won't have. And I haven't waited on this to dry, but that's okay. You don't have to. Okay. So we've got that torn. Let's tear that little piece right there off. There is a piece. Save that one back. Now let's go ahead and ink this one up. And if you wanted to do your stitching, you can do your stitching on here now. Now my sewing machine will stitch through this thinner chipboard. I don't put the real thick chipboard in there, but it'll stitch through this thinner with no problem. So put that there. And this is going to be kind of an oblong shape one. I think I'll cut that one off right there. I'm just going to tear it. There we go. Put that one right there. So let's find something really pretty to go on top of that. Let's grab some of these scraps we have here. I like that. That's pretty. So I'm just going to glue it down and kind of even it up, and then I'll tear around it. Just want to make sure I get my lady on there. And if you don't want the torn look, you can just leave it squared off. You do not have to do the tearing. There we go. My glue's still wet and it's not wanting to tear exactly right. I'm going to tear it with my fingers now, I think. Just because I can't really get that ruler in there on these smaller edges like I want to. So we're just going to hand tear it. There we go. And then we'll ink those white edges up. If you don't want the white edges, then you need to tear away from you, not toward you. Okay, I think I'll put that one there, like that. What shall we put down? I tell you what, between those two layers, let's put a little layer of this cheesecloth. So let's just lay that down like that. And trim a little bit of it off. So we'll put that cheesecloth down like that. There it is. Okay, we got some little pieces sticking out here and there. And then we'll put this one down on top of that. Okay. And I like that girl as my focal point, so I may not put anything else on top of this except maybe a little bit of something right here. Because, you know, she's a nice focal point. So let's just look at it. Trim a little bit of that off. Give it a haircut. Okay, let's look and see. I may just want to put some little something right there. Let me look at these flowers that I have. So I keep my little basket of flowers at the ready. Could do a little pink flower right there. It's cute. And these are just some that I have collected up over the last few years with the kits. We've always tried to put a few of these in kits. I don't know if, I think we put some in kits last month. So what do you guys think? Oh, I like that one. That one is, it kind of blends more. It has the beige in there and the blue, the teal, which is over here. So let's do that one. I also have a few little sprigs of this. I know that's probably a Christmas branch or whatever, but guess what? We are going to use it. The pine trees are evergreen, so... Oh yeah, I like that. I am liking that. So, let me see if there's anything else. So let's glue that down, see what that looks like. See, now I like that. That is, to me, just enough. That would be beautiful as a pocket in a journal, or you could use it on the outside of your journal. It's nice and sturdy. You won't have to worry about adding any other paper or anything to the back. I like it. Now I'm going to glue down these little pieces just a little bit, just so they don't come off when we start adding it to our journal. There we go. So there is another. That looks just like a little picture frame, doesn't it? I like that. Give it another little tiny haircut. I'm a little OCD when it comes to these sticking out. I want them to all, if they stick out, I want them all to stick out even. I know that defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Okay. I like that one. So we'll lay that one right there. We'll make more. Now, I think I might make one a little bit bigger and make it kind of oblong. Let's do that. Let's make it about that size. And, maybe about that big right there. Okay, I'm going to cover this with paper. Now, if you had a lot of chipboard pieces already to the size that you want, you could just turn your paper over and cover all of them with paper, and you've got it done. But I'm just kind of choosing what paper I want to put on each one, so that's why I'm just going layer by layer. But you could certainly do it the other way. I think we will put this on the back. It's got the writing on there. You could use book pages on this. I may use some book pages on this one. Okay, I'm going to tear this paper. Oh, that tore really crooked, didn't it? Okay, we'll solve that. My glue is not anywhere near ready for me to start pulling on it. That's probably why it's doing this. Okay, I got that one crooked too, but we're gonna fix it. Just hang in there. It's too narrow. Just gonna tear it by hand. You need to let your glue dry really well before you start trying to pull on this. Alright, so we got a piece torn right here. We're going to glue that back down. It's not a problem. Nobody can tell. And then I tore off a piece right here. So we're going to put that back on. Like that. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and ink it. I probably need to let it dry, but I don't have the patience to right now. I'm going to hold that down and ink that. Now I'm going to tear just a little piece out right here. And I'm going to kind of roll that up a little bit. And then ink that. I like that look. So we got that. Now we can decide what we want to put on top of this. I think I'm going to grab some book page. Hold on, let me grab a piece of book page. I think I have one here somewhere. Now this one has underlined places on it, and I don't like that, so let me grab another. Okay, let's do this one. So I'm just giving you ideas on what to do with chipboard, scrap chipboard. Now, this thing tears really well if I remember to hold it down tight. I know it looks like I struggle with it, and I really don't. But I forget to hold it down tight. I'm just like laying it on there and pulling. All you have to do is just put some pressure on it, and you don't have a problem with it tearing. But I have my mind on 100 different things, so now I'm just going to bring this ink in quite a bit on the corners. I just want this piece of paper to look a lot more stressed, a lot older. than it is. And I'm going to roll up a little corner here. I'm going to put a couple of folds in here just with, and as I fold it, I'll run my ink over it like that. And more over here. Like that. There we go. Looks a lot older. So we'll put that down there, but do I want to put anything under it first? Let me think. I have this burlap that is very, very holey. I could probably put that down first and then put this over it. I don't want to cover up all of that back paper though, so I'm going to wait on that. Let's just put this down like that. Unless I see a piece of ribbon that I might want there. I need a wide piece if I do, don't I? Let's see about this one. I might want to put that right across there. Like that. And then glue that piece down. Cute. I like that. That goes well with it. I'm going to put that down. On there. What shall we put on top of this? I want to give it a little color. I'm going to lay a piece of vellum there and see what it looks like. Yeah, I like that. So, and do we want anything under the vellum? Anything under there? I think not. I think I'm going to put the vellum directly down because I want my book page to show. Oh, I like how that shows through there. That's pretty. Now, what do we want? Just a little piece of something on that? Maybe? I need to give it a little bit of color. There's no color there. So let's grab a piece that maybe has a little color in it. Yeah, this piece has a little bit of color. Yeah, I like that. See, I still got all my layers showing. Put a little drop of glue right there so that it'll stay folded over maybe. There we go. Alright. Now, I just want to put a focal point on there. I'm not going to go any higher on that. What is our focal point this time? Let's see what we have in the flower stash here. See if I have a nice looking flower that I can put on there. Well, we have flowers there, so I may not go with another flower. I may go with the butterfly. Wonder if that one's too big. It's pretty big, but I don't know that I have one that's very much smaller that's in the brighter colors. That one is a little smaller. That might look pretty on there. Let's go ahead and trim that one out. I'll lay those little pieces right there because I may end up using those on something. Let's get our little fussy cut scissors and trim this out. Let's see, does that one show very much? Yeah, I think it's okay. I would have preferred the darker one, but it's a little bit too big, so I may just put that down. See if I have anything else that strikes me different. No, I'm thinking that's going to be it. We'll just put this one down. And then the flower and the butterfly will be our focal points. I'm going to put him like right there, a little bit off, and a little bit on. I know he's not showing up very much in the camera because he's got that silver on him. Not silver, gold. That is gold. But I think he looks cute there. There you can see him. And I'm going to put a little number or a little word right there. So let me grab my book. And you could always just cut out a little word out of a book if you wanted to. I think I'm going to put this one on there. It just says be fearless. Okay. There is our little piece right there. And let me lay this on something. Let's just say we wanted it on this cover. That would be a cute cover there, wouldn't it? Or if you just wanted it on a page. Now these pages are a little bit small for it, but you could put it down here, glue it on the sides and the bottom, and let that be a little pocket. So lots of different ways that you can use these. I'm going to glue a few little pearls down the center of this butterfly. This also came in our February kit. There we go. There is the little butterfly. And there's another. Now I will probably stitch around this one once I go off camera. I'm not going to try it now, but I'll probably do some stitching around it. Okay, with a few of these smaller pieces, let's make some chipboard tiles. Let's see. I'm going to cut it right there. So these are about 2.5 wide. No, I take that back. Those are, I think this one is 1.5 wide. Yeah, 1.5, 1 3/4, 1.5, and then this one is 1 1/4. So just cut some pieces in some odd sizes. They don't have to be anything in particular. And then we're just going to use some of our scraps to cover them. Okay, I'm going to glue that piece of scrap paper right down on here. Okay, I'm going to give that time to dry before I cut it. And there's a nice piece we can glue down there. Okay. Let's see if we can get this butterfly on one. Yeah, we can get most of him on there. There we go, got that. I think I can get this piece right here. Let's get it right over here, I think. Yeah. Alright, now we'll go back and see if these are dry enough to be cut. I'm going to trim all of them and then we'll come back and do some other things to them. Now I'm going to go ahead and round the corner on these. Okay, so these are going to be some little tiles. I'm going to punch a little hole in the top. Small hole. Which one's going to be my top? This is actually the top this way. So, no, I'm going to punch the hole up on the end. like that. This one. Okay. So we're going to have little holes in them. Now let's figure out if we want to put any focal points on them. Now this one to me is good enough. I may put a little number down here. This one, I like the flower. I don't think I'll put anything else on except maybe a little label. I may put a little flower or label on this. But other than that, I think they're good enough that I really don't need that much on them. Oh, that's cute. I might cut out that little bird. Let's cut out these little birds and we'll put on that one. Yeah, I think I'll put those little birds down on that one. This one, I want to put a little something on there. I may just go with a little tiny flower. Right there. One that stands out a little bit more than that one. Let's put that little flower right there. Put a little row of beads on this one maybe. Right down the edge. Right there. Yeah, let's do that. This one we want a little label. Just a little tiny one. I'm going to put this one on there that says Adventure. And we'll go ahead and glue this little flower on that one. And then I'll glue the bird down on this one. I'm going to cover up some of that white since the background is not necessarily white. I'm just going to rub a little bit of ink over that background on here. That's cute. Now, I want, I think, a little tiny number or something right up there at the top. These little bitty ones. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, and this little scrap basket is just made out of chipboard. If you want to look back, I've got a video on that. It's very easy. Just type in chipboard and on my channel, and it should pull you up lots of different suggestions on things to do with chipboard. Cute. Now we're going to ink around it. There's a little tile. And I think I want something on here too, but I'm not sure. What do I want? Okay. I don't think I'll put anything else on there. I think that's all I want on my tiles. Then you can cover the back with some writing paper or something. And that's just some little tiles that you could add. You could also just add a little piece of string. See if I have any more of my white string. Probably not. I think I'm out of the white thin. We could put a piece of this on there. Then you can either hang them in your journal, glue them down on your journal. Lots of different things you can do with them. And this is all just using some scraps. This is not using anything other than some scrap pieces of paper. You could use baker's twine in this at the top if you wanted to. And I think I'm gonna put something different on those two. I may just use this. There we go. And one more. Alright, so there are just a few more things that you can use your scrap chipboard, cereal boxes, anything like that will work. So we've got some focal points, pockets, we've got some little These could be little charms, little dangles, or they could be just little tiles that you could put in your journal. You could do a pin hook at the top and hook them in there that way. Decorate them up a little bit more if you want to. You can also make some side tucks with your chipboard. Just cut it down and make some little side tucks to put in there. Lots of different things. But that's all I'm going to make for this video. That just gives you some ideas of things that you can use the scrap chipboard with that some of you have purchased from me and some of you I know have in your stash. Alright guys, we will talk to you later. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.